I'm gonna react, then I'm gonna replicate, and then I'm gonna reveal to you my version of the Nancy Meyers design aesthetic to the movie, It's Complicated. Let's get into it. This is why people love this home. And they do the dirty. I want to remind you guys that there is a set designer that's been used on all of these movies. Her name is Beth Rubino. She actually works for Nancy Meyers, and she is the one who designed every one of these rooms in every one of these movies that I have been showing you for the last 3 weeks. So hats off to Beth Rubino. So let's go ahead and get into It's Complicated. It's an amazing movie. I think you're gonna love the interiors just like I do, and so many people do. And we'll discover together as I give you my reactions about the decor in the home and what it is that's making this such a popular comeback right now. Remember, this movie came out in 2009. Ready? Let's watch. I already love the setting. It's out in the woods, kind of woodsy, but look at that with the tiled roof and all of the vines growing up along it. All right, now you see why people love this house so much. It's not that big, but it is so cozy and unassuming. Right there. That is like the perfect shot. This is why people love this home. That kitchen right there is the most unfussy kitchen that I think you could see and still love it so much. And we're gonna go in and look at the details of this kitchen. But what I see right now, it looks like it has plastered walls, a big arch opening to get into the kitchen. Of course, it has one of my favorite things, the black metal windows, and these are paned windows. But look at this beautiful dining room table, has orange cushions on the black chairs, and the really dark wooden floors. Also, you notice here to the left, there are woven woods. So this is something that they used a lot in this movie. Woven woods are the shades that are like the soft Roman pleat. They go up, but you can still see through them. They filter the light, and then it looks like she has, oh, I'd say that's linen window treatment panels. Across the board, the linen and or velvet or whatever fabric they use. Window treatments are a huge part of the Nancy Meyers design aesthetic, so let's keep that in mind. You'll notice that she has what would be considered an island, but it's not. She's using a table as an island in her kitchen, which I think is fabulous. This is what I call an unfiltered, almost messy look. I think this is why this particular movie has been so popular. This kitchen has been replicated so many times because all of the appliances are out on the counters. She has potted herbs growing in the windows. This is like so messy, so good, because it just looks like anyone who would stop by this house at any time would be in for a treat, because mom is gonna whip something up because she's got all these fruits and vegetables and she is ready to entertain at a moment's notice. Here's another aspect if you want to recreate this look in your home, a pot rack. Now, we haven't seen pot racks in the design world much in the last few years. You know, when Tuscan was out, they were everywhere. And then all the white came in and the pot racks went away. She'll have white ceramic or porcelain bowls with fruit in them, baskets. You see like that, it looks like almost a rolling cart there at the end of the island. But you can see here, this island is completely open, right? It's not like stationary in the middle of a room. And then of course, who doesn't love the industrial looking pendant lights that go over the top of the island? Then on the left-hand side, exposed shelving. Do you see how the shelves don't just go to the end? It's like a niche that's cut in where the shelves are, but the shelves come out and go beyond. So like if it was on a sofa, it'd be like a T. They call it a T cushion, where it comes out here and then turns. That's what those shelves do, and it gives it, again, that slightly farmhouse looking or ranch style house looking, and it's just so casual with all those things that are just out, easy to access and use at any time. To the right are bottles of oil and then a crock with wooden spoons in it. It just doesn't it make you want to go in there and eat? She even has her paper towels out. I don't know that I would do that. So Beth Rubino is one of the main designers, set designers for this movie. And again, we see more of Beth Rubino's amazing design talent in this coffee shop. The candies, the nuts, I would love to shop there, wouldn't you? Oh, it's a great scene. This is another one of my favorite scenes. It's the outside courtyard of the house. So the exterior is amazing with these. To me, these look like doors that bifold back, but the plaster finish on the exterior of this house is gorgeous. And here's where she grows all her fruits and vegetables and her herbs, and lots of potted plants. And I believe even the ground is gravel, but it's kind of like in the courtyard before you go into the main entrance of the house. Here's another thing that's cool. Her pantry, I love the fact that she has a pantry that it's like French doors. So they are interior windows. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I love windows in a house, right? But if you have an interior window that looks into a room, that's what you see here. And you know what's cool? She's got, I think those are like Amazon shelves, right? The silver chrome shelves that I would use in my garage. Those are right there. That's what her pantry has, everything stacked on it. And you can see it from the kitchen. Again, kind of that uncomplicated, messy look. She gets intimate with her husband again after all this time. And that's why it's definitely complicated. Here we get to see a peek into that living room. There's a fireplace in the center and then built-ins on either side. So that room has that symmetry that I tend to be drawn to. Let's also notice here on this countertop, she's got heirloom tomatoes and peaches and a salad and grapes and olives and tiny serving things, you know, like your salt. And then you notice here, I told you this is a table. It's not really an island. Well, it's a marble topped table. And that, of course, gives it such a great kitchen look. She uses small little pieces of art, and I love that. And usually they look like they are collected over time. They're not something modern or new, they're something old. And I think that just gives it that warm, family-friendly, and vintage look of this kitchen. Oh yeah, this is where they meet at the hotel and they do the dirty. When she uses her dishes are white. She usually uses clear glasses, but when she's getting fancy, she has the glasses, the goblets, and the water glasses that are in the amber color. That's another really notable thing about this design style. And then she's using a very happy printed tablecloth on the table. And she's using cloth napkins, can I just say. I think another thing that is kind of old-fashioned and vintage of her and part of this design aesthetic is the cake plates with the glass lid. I don't know, it just makes a house look like, you know, mom baked, right? In this house, just like in the other two movies we've done Something's Gotta Give, and the furniture was all light, upholstered slipcovers. In this living room, the same thing. What a slipcover does for your furniture is it just gives it that look of casual comfort. Like you want to go in and literally flop on the sofa. And it just looks, I don't know, it looks really warm and inviting. I love it. And there's a collection of art pieces. They are botanicals. She's got them all down the hallway. But if I was to do a dream home, it would definitely have these black metal framed doors and windows. I love that look. So that's pretty much it for my reaction to the movie. It's complicated. Unlike the other two movies we did, The Holiday and Something's Gotta Give, this one, although it shares a similar design aesthetic, which we all call the Nancy Meyers design aesthetic, it is really most of what goes on in this movie, other than offshoots where they're in different locations, most of it takes place in the kitchen and dining room. What does that tell you? It tells you that this home is all about having people over and being able to pull something out easily and put a meal on with very little effort. making it less complicated. So I decided for today's video, the room that I would recreate the look of It's Complicated is my kitchen. And just like the other two movies that I've shown you, there's only so much I could do because I don't have the same kind of things she does, but I can accessorize and add all the final touches, not the architecture so much, but the final touches to my kitchen to bring in some of that vibe. So I am going to show you what I did and I'll walk you through. You ready for it? All right, let's go. All right, Brenda's here. We are emptying out all of this stuff in my kitchen because I'm getting ready to stage it for a video I'm filming this week. I've got the stuff I'm keeping here, and Leslie, my friend from California, who actually lives here in Tulsa now, she's here to help me. I actually borrowed a bunch of stuff from her house because she actually does cook. So we're gonna stage it today. It's gonna be super fun. We are looking forward to it. Wow, that was simple.
Bless yourself.
Welcome to Becky's kitchen, where it looks like she actually knows how to cook. I'm going to point out 17 different things that I did to my kitchen to give it more of the look of the kitchen from It's Complicated. So let's start here. You'll see that before, this used to be an actual desk with a desk chair and things like that. I'm using this kind of to replicate that look of Baker's Rack, or you know how at the end of her island she had like a cart, so it's open underneath. I just put a little bar stool here because, you know, when you're cooking or chopping you might need one. But this is what I set up to be my little, Prosecco, have a glass of wine, have some champagne kind of a feel. I used copper, which she does use in her kitchen. I have these old little tiny pieces of art that have color in them. They're very eclectic. Even the frames are different colors. That will add that look to your kitchen. I've got an iron lamp here. You can kind of see it from the side. It's more industrial looking, like, you know, she had the pendant lights over her island. The use of fresh green plants. And trays. This one, I doubled the tray. I did a white leather with the brass inside. And the reason I did that is because I had just the white one before and it felt too bright to me. So I added the brass, antiqued brass inside. Again, she uses the clear wine glasses, just a bottle of Prosecco, and she uses candles a lot in her kitchen. These are some bar stools. My girlfriend Leslie, I'm going to give a shout out to Leslie. She's my friend who lives here in Tulsa. She is a cook. So I borrowed a lot of things from her, including her bar stools, because I felt like the ones that used to be here, if you can remember back just a minute ago, they are velvet. So it's much more industrial glam. This has more that Santa Barbara ranch style home look to it. And in the spirit of adding the slipcover look, this almost linen looking fabric on here in the off-white looks great. But then you'll see here, again, new artwork. I normally have a very impressionistic piece up here. And this one has got the stone in it, and it brings in all the rusts and the colors from my cutting boards in all of these shades of paint here. And then it also adds that touch of turquoise and blue and even periwinkle, like there's purple in here, lots of browns. And then with the black frame, I think that adds a lot to it. Here's the biggest thing I did, okay, because my kitchen cabinets are very, you know, ready-made, you can find them anywhere kind of thing. So it doesn't have as country a look to it, or farmhouse or ranch style that I think her kitchen has. But by taking the doors off, I now have exposed shelving in my kitchen. I think this adds a ton to this look. You'll see the pedestal cake plates up here. I've got exposed cookbooks. I never have my cookbooks out on the counter, but I think this is great. And they're all different colors and it looks cool. Then here's another thing that's different. Typically when I have my stuff in here, of course the doors are always closed, I have this particular style of dishes in the cream color, and everything in that style is on one shelf. Everything in another style of china is on another shelf. This time I did it differently. I put all of the plates together. So it's a mixture of neutral, and then I have white as well. So I just sort of mix them up like that. Now, my kitchen is not as messy as hers because I can't go that messy. I'm sorry, I just can't. But it's more reminiscent. Now look at this. Just like she has. The amber color goblets. And those are beautiful. And then it has the glass. I think these are very much like the ones that were in the movie when she was entertaining. And then just plain clear glasses, like what we saw in the movie as well. No fuss, just simple. And then down below here, I actually have exposed my KitchenAid. In her house, she's got all of this out on the counters. I chose to do a colorful mix over here as if I'm entertaining. I wish you could come over. I could make you some chopped choy. I think that's what that's called. Kale or something. But I also thought this was fun. I've had this for a long time and I've never had it out. But look, it's a cheese grater and a zester, or it's a grater of any kind. Maybe it's all zesting because it's pretty. Yeah, it must be all zesting because it's pretty small. Anyway, I love the wood top to this. You don't think it's a cheese? You do? You just shook your head no.
Let's try to get my earphone back on.
Cameraman, he's leading me astray. He's going like, oh no, that's not it. Okay, it is it. And he's sorry he said anything. As we come along to this side here, now having your towels out and just hanging, these are probably more ironed than they should be. They probably should be more like that, right? Just kind of messy looking. There you go. I like that better anyway. Well, not really. It's not very pretty. It's hard to be messy. Gorgeous. Look at these. These are heirloom tomatoes, and they are just like, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's beautiful. And here's something I learned yesterday. Leslie says you never put heirloom tomatoes in the refrigerator. Did you know that? You never put tomatoes in the refrigerator. I didn't know that. I always have. Anyway, I won't anymore. Here is a knife holder. Now, I have never had my knife holder on top of my countertop. That's probably because I don't cook that much and I haven't needed it. But I keep my knives in the drawer. But I think this looks great. And then a little vessel here that has wooden spoons and all kinds of things for cooking. I think that's what you use those for, right? It's funny that I'm using my kitchen. Then a big part. Now I don't have a pot rack. You know, I mean, I thought about sticking one up there and I thought, just for this video, I don't think so. But I do have a cast iron skillet. Then a couple of bottles with these fun, the little spout pourer things of oil, olive oil for cooking. That's what that's for. I should stop saying that. Clearly it's all for cooking. Then I have some spices out here. This is my favorite thing, by the way. I love this. Have you ever had this particular balsamic vinegar? It's good on everything. You can get this at Williams-Sonoma, and it's called the 25-year-old. I don't know if it's 25 years old. I mean, who thought 25 years ago to make these and sell them in the store? But that's what they say. Here's another thing on our list of 17 things. A clear pitcher for your juice with clear little glasses. Very much the look. And then, oh, look what I have here. Bum, 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 bum. 2 cake plates. This one is actually for cheese, but I put it here. Great for bagels. And then I have, this is actually mine. I have a copper and chrome toaster. And it's very almost Art Deco looking, right? It's super vintage. And then a little whippy-do. I want you to know, I did this. Fancy, huh? But don't you feel like this is what you would have to sit here and toast your bagels? Which, by the way, as soon as I'm done filming this, I'm gonna eat some of this stuff because I'm starving. As we come across this way, now these are sconces that I've hung up so high they almost look like they're pendants, but they have that industrial look to it as well, and those are here year round. And then of course it looks great with my stained windows, right? I've got the stained wood windows, a big open galley sink, and then look here. Look, are these so cute? Radishes, and they come in like with their, I've never seen radishes. Well, I have, I guess. I just have never bought them. Doesn't that just like look so inviting? Like, I need to invite Leslie over right now and have her come over and make something with all this stuff. Look here, potted herbs. So this one is parsley. Then this little lamp. This is a lamp that Leslie had in her house, and the shade was white. I literally spray painted it. The shade was so white, and so I had some bronze color, brownish bronze paint, and I literally just spray painted it. You gotta tape off the inside so it's not gross on the inside, but yeah, it turned out really cute. So that's another one of the 17 things of having miniature little lamps sitting on your countertop. Super cute. Then a couple of pieces of art here, completely different genres, but just so you know, I like to put my smaller one on top, the larger on the bottom. Some people do it the opposite way. I feel like foundationally it should be larger on the bottom. Something I haven't noted or pointed out here is across the top of my cabinets, you guys. This is big. This is a big, huge change for me because I, like when I do my monthly design challenges for the Design Sessions members. By the way, if you're not a member of the Design Sessions, you should definitely sign up. It is not on YouTube, it is on my website, and we have an app for it too, and that's where I teach you how to design your own home with all of the tricks of the trade that I have used myself in all the projects, not only my own home, but in projects for my clients over the years. So it's a great place. But monthly, I go in and I look at people's photos, and I'm usually telling them to take everything off of the top of their cabinets because, well, usually what they have up there doesn't look as good as this. I think this doesn't look bad. I really don't. But in the movie, all across the top, she has white porcelain and ceramic bowls and pitchers that are all white that go across the top of her cabinets. And in here, it does kind of make the kitchen cabinets look like they're taller, which of course, if I'd have designed this kitchen, they would have been. But I digress. Okay, let's go around this. I'm sorry, I just cannot, I can't do this. This is just, I'm sorry, we have to go back to me being more of a perfectionist because that was just bugging me. It was so messy. This is my countertop over here is where a lot of my prep work does if I do cook, and it goes around, it goes around the outside and it's in an L shape. So here I start with another beautiful fresh plant and then a wooden bowl. This is a mandrake. I think it's a mandrake, I don't know. I call it a mandrake because that's what it looks like to me. You get the two different heights, the lower, the taller, you get that feeling. Then I put a little, this is literally the lid of a basket, just to give some texture and some leading of the different heights. And it also has the warm and the light creamy color weave in it, which brings in this cute little basket tray. And, you know, again, using pottery or cups or dishes that are all in the neutral shades. Look at this espresso machine. Remember, she had 2 coffee makers on her countertop. I just have one, but this is a mega espresso machine. This is like what you would see, I think, in a restaurant. Thank you, Leslie, for letting me borrow it. This was a beast. It took 2 of us to pick it up. It's that heavy. And then I have a number of wooden cutting boards. So that's another thing on our list. Even a wooden, big, chunky candle holder with a candle in it. More fresh plants, then the use of the white vases or bowls to put different types of fruit and vegetables in. And then some awesome cheese and grapes, blueberry. Have you ever seen blueberries this big? These are mango blueberries. It's huge. I should try it. That's good. This is my attempt to be not fancy. I've got the strainer here ready for the Brussels sprouts to go in the boiling water. Oh, I don't think you'd want to boil them. Brussels sprouts are much better when they are roasted, don't you think? I have got the best Brussels sprout recipe in the world. If anybody wants it, let me know. Leave me a comment. So look at this, just the colors in this. And I just left the asparagus standing up. These avocados, cameraman, these avocados are ripe. We need to eat these today. Some of these fruits are so unique. I shopped at Whole Foods. Can you tell? Look at that. Doesn't that look like a fish? Like you'd see that in the aquarium at the sushi restaurant? Yeah, when you come to Becky's house, she is always ready to entertain and sit down with a glass of Prosecco and provide you with the most delicious meal ever. There. Are you the kind of person that you kind of like to have everything out on the countertop, or are you the kind of person that likes it to all be put away and hidden? I'm typically the hidden type, but I gotta say, this is pretty fabulous. Although, these are not gonna last forever, right? I mean, it does spoil eventually. I wonder how long this would last. Peaches. Oh, cameraman, we could have a peach too. All right, are you ready? Write down the 17 things that you could do if you wanted to recreate the same look in your home or in your kitchen particularly. Here we go. First off, use baskets, things that are woven or things that have caning in them like this, wooden bowls and cutting boards. The third thing is your dishes being in the neutral and whites for nearly everything, including pottery and pitchers, all that kind of stuff. Use fresh plants, fresh fruit. You saw that every time that kitchen came up, there was bowls of fresh fruit. And I kind of like the color blocking and the different heights of these bowls and containers. Then glass covered cake pedestals like that and that. Open shelving wherever you can. Candles. Linen upholstery or off-white, a neutral color. Using small lamps within your design in your kitchen. Potted herbs, which I have over here. Industrial lighting, that type of look up there, which I believe looks more industrial, as well as my lamp on the table. Having your small appliances on the counter or a large espresso machine if you have one. Okay, but having your appliances sitting out on the counter, and for example, I have my toaster over there as well. A cast iron skillet or a Dutch oven. Hanging pot rack, of course, that's the one thing I was not able to do, but it looks very much like it. And then a crock of wooden utensils, a kitchen cart, and the use of a glass pitcher. Okay? I want to know, have you enjoyed this limited series of me giving my reaction, then the recreation, and then the reveal of each one of these movies in my own home? I hope it's giving you a sense that you can change up your house. I got to tell you, doing this was actually really fun. If you landed here today and you haven't seen the other two videos in this series, trust me, you're gonna wanna see them. Each one of them is different, but they all have a thread that weaves through all of them. And here's the thread. Of course, it's called the Nancy Meyers design aesthetic. She does a masterful job at setting the scene of what she wants her movies to feel like. And what do you feel in each one of these homes? Come into my home, sit down, enjoy a glass of wine or a cup of coffee, and kick your feet up, because we don't take life too seriously around here. What's most important to us is friends, family, people coming over, and always being ready to just have a good time at the drop of a hat. So I hope this has been helpful for you, this series, and be sure to come back next week because we'll be working on something completely different. Oh, maybe that could be a movie title, Something Completely Different. Well, if Something's Gotta Give made it to a title, Something Completely Different could, right? All right, you guys, thank you so much. Please consider subscribing to my channel. Leave me a comment. I want to hear from you. Could you do this in your kitchen? Would you want to? I actually really like the artwork on the sides of the cabinets. These have never had anything on them before except maybe Christmas stuff, so that might stay. In fact, I think a lot of it should stay, but I don't know how Leslie would feel about that. Okay, so there's that. All right, you guys, I'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. So, oh, don't read the backside here. We'll use this poor rag. Oh, shoot.